Let's attack some measurements in Huntington's chorea. Let's begin with the frontal horn width, which is obvious, depicted here with a green line. I'm going to draw over it just so you've got it, from the tips of both frontal horns, best seen in a slice or two below the ventricular body. So that's going to be your frontal horn width. Then you've got your inner table width, which I would draw at the maximal indentation of the caudate, which is right here. So I'm going to use a different color for that. Let's try something yellow. You go from inner table to inner table. So that'll be another measurement. Then your final measurement, which is depicted by these two little tick marks here, is the intercaudate distance, where the caudate pinches in the frontal horns of the lateral ventricles most prominently. I'm going to use pink for that, and that is going to be your intercaudate distance. Now, in Huntington's chorea, because the caudate gets so atrophic, it dominates the ratios I'm about to give you. So if we take the intercaudate distance, which is this pink line right here, and you divide it by the inner table distance, which is the yellow line, the normal ratio is somewhere between 0.09 and 0.12. As the patient becomes more afflicted with a disorder that causes widening of the intercaudate distance, this number is going to go up, this ratio number, and in our case, the ratio was 0.16, or elevated. The other ratio that's used is the frontal horn distance divided by the intercaudate distance. Now, since the intercaudate distance is in the denominator, so it'd be frontal horn over intercaudate distance, as this number goes up faster than the widening of the frontal horn, so this will get greater, but this will get greater faster, this number or ratio is going to go down. So the normal range ratio is 2.2 to 2.6, and in our case it's 1.62, so it's decreased because the intercaudate distance is rising faster than the frontal horn distance, even though there is some frontal component atrophy. So the intercaudate distance dominates these ratios, and they can be used to assess subjectively and objectively the character of the caudate and surrounding structures. So now let's move on to a bit of a clinical discussion of Huntington's chorea now that we have those basic measurements.